Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's Akara CC. Welcome back to another episode of TikTok Tea with CC. I trust you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So today's video is quite an interesting one. I just want us to see a couple of videos from women sharing the reasons why they decided not to have kids. So yesterday I went out with my friend. We were just having, drinks, chatting, laughing, just having a good time. So my friend stepped out to take a call. Now behind me were three women. They were discussing, and because they were a little bit louder, I could hear them talk, like the conversation they were having. And one of them said she don't want to have a child. The other two asked her why. She said because it is expensive to raise a child. She said it is quite expensive for her to take care of herself, let alone bringing a child into this world and suffer to give the child a good life. So I said to myself, wow, this is going to be a great topic for me to talk about here. So I went on TikTok. I saw this video beside me. This woman was asking other women to stitch her video and state three reasons why they do not want to have kids. So I have put together a few videos. Of course, I got these videos from TikTok, and video credit goes to these women. Please stay with me, and please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's see the videos, please.
If you are child-free by choice, I'm sure you have a lot of reasons for deciding not to have kids, but I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free? I'll give you mine. Just give me a second here. Okay, just give me a second here. All right. Number 1, there would always be a kid around. Number 2, climate change might make the world uninhabitable and dangerous by the time they reach adulthood. Number 3, I like sleep. And here are my reasons to have a child. So I think I made the right decision. Yeah. Your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free.
I think the first one is obvious. They're too expensive. Children are way too expensive. Did y'all know that it costs about $8,000 to give birth in a hospital? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I did read upon that one day. So if it does cost $8,000 just to give birth, imagine if your child is born premature. Imagine if your child has health issues. Imagine if you have more than one child at the same time. I'm an introvert, meaning I had to be away from people to recharge my battery. That's not possible with a child. The child clings to you. Even when you need a break, you're never going to get a break from that child. Climate change. The world sucks. And I'm not going to be around my child 24/7. I cannot guarantee that my child's going to be safe. And I don't like that.
I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free?
3 reasons why I won't procreate is, first, I'm a Black woman. I have a really high chance of dying on that table, pushing out a child. 2, the world is ending. We don't know if you're going to have clean air in 30 years. Who knows if New York's going to be underwater in 50 years. The earth is burning. She's trying to kill us off with these pandemics. Why would I bring a child in this situation? And number 3, there's already a lot of kids here. I don't need to procreate. I don't need a mini-me. I'd rather adopt, foster care, second mom, play mom, already an auntie. I don't need.
For remaining child-free.
I love this question. Sorry, it's very dark. I'm in the car, but I saw this and I wanted to respond almost immediately. I am child-free by choice. It is a decision that I made a long time ago and I have stuck with. And I love this video, but like this creator, I too have like a laundry list of reasons why I want to be child-free, but here are my top 3. Number 1, I've really never wanted children. There's nothing appealing about being a mother to me, and I've never had that gut, deep down, like instinctual feeling that I should be a mom. And that's something I have felt since I was like 5 years old. And that sounds like an exaggeration, but it's very true. Number 2, I have a very short fuse. I get angry very easily, and I just feel like I'd be a terrible mother because I don't know how to de-escalate situations. The crying and the temper tantrums, I would just probably get mad, which is not the way to handle it. Yeah, I know over time that might get easier and that's something I can work on, but I don't do good in situations like that. And last, I don't want to bring a child into the world that we live in. It's a very scary place. I don't like where things are heading, and I don't want to bring somebody into the world knowing that. Those are my top 3.
But I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free?
Okay, my husband and I were literally just talking about this at dinner last night, because we have both obviously been on the same page about not wanting to have kids for forever. But my number one reason is I do not want to physically be pregnant and have a baby. I don't want that. And unfortunately, as the person in the relationship with the correct anatomy for that, I would have to be the one to do that. So no, thank you. Another reason is that I am unsure how people even afford to have children right now. I like to have a, disposable income to do things that I enjoy doing. And that becomes less possible with children. So, I don't know, maybe call me selfish, but I want to spend my money on things I enjoy doing. And you can't do that when you have kids because you have to spend your money on them. The third reason is that I work a long, hard job, and I do not want to come home after work and take care of a child. So no, I don't want to do that. I want to come home from work and I want to watch TV and lay on the couch and go to sleep. I don't want any additional responsibility. I have enough responsibility. I have to take care of myself. I don't want to take care of anybody else. That's all.
I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free?
First of all, I need sleep. I'm not sacrificing sleep. No way, no how, no hours, no naps. So that's number 1. Number 2, money. Kids cost a lot, especially if you want to do it right. And I'm too selfish. I work too hard. I'm not willing to spend all that money on a child. And number 3, the thought of giving birth makes me sick to my stomach, and I'm not willing to risk my life to give birth to another.
What are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free?
My top 3 reasons for remaining child-free. 1, I was adopted, and there's a lot of trauma there. 2, my adopted mother used to be merciless in teasing and gossiping about women who got pregnant out of wedlock or in high school, like my birth mother did. And it was so toxic. I spent all my childhood going, I never want to get pregnant and be made fun of. And so it just kind of carried through. 3, I saw Alien at way too young an age. No, thank you.
Okay, giving birth is by choice. As an adult, you can decide not to have kids. It's your opinion. I think people um really need to respect your opinion. Now, I get it. People always say these women are selfish, right? They were brought into this world by a woman and now they don't want to procreate. They don't want to bring in a child into this world.
Or deciding not to have kids. But I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons?
Okay, top 3 reasons that my husband and I are not having kids. These are my reasons. I'm sure he has his own. Number 1, I cannot imagine coming home from work and having to take care of a child. Absolutely not. Number 2, I like to spend my money on me. I like to buy things for myself. I like to go on trips. Just me. And number 3, I like to sleep. I like to sleep in. I like to sleep at night. And I get very, very angry when I get woken up.
I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free?
So for me, I just don't think the positives outweigh the negatives. I think when we think about having a family, having kids, we think about the good times, like hearing a baby laugh for the first time, teaching it to walk, playing with your kids when they're older. But that's like 5% of what you get. And the rest of it is just stress. It's screaming and not sleeping for like 5 years and getting pooped on, and they're always sick and they always have a fever. It's being solely responsible for the development of this young person literally every second of your life. You have to spend all of your time and your effort and your money on making sure that this kid survives and then turns into a decent human. And for me, like, the nice moments that I think about when I think about having kids just aren't enough to make up for the rest of it.
But I want to know, what are your top 3 reasons for remaining child-free?
So that is a great question. I know many physicians that they are child-free. So if you don't know me, I'm Miriam. I'm internal medicine doctor and I don't have any kids. I have been married for 14 years. Number one reason that I don't have kids is I don't want someone else raising my kid. And I want to be a doctor. Usually my friends that they have kids, their parents are living with them or they have full-time nanny, and sometimes they send the kid to another country to get raised. I'm not joking. My second reason is kind of selfish. I don't want to live with the fear of guilt. I don't want to raise a kid like many of my friends that they have a teenager kids and they keep saying that, oh, you never spend the time with us. You were always at the hospital. You were always working. I didn't want to have that guilt in my life. And number 3 is my life is complete. I'm so happy with. Wait.
I don't have 3 reasons. I have 1 reason. And that 1 reason is perfectly fine to me. The 1 reason is reason enough. I don't want kids because I don't want them. And for a moment that I live in a state that does not allow for, human rights regarding people with uteruses and healthcare. Okay? I do, fortunately, but let's pretend I don't. So in this hypothetical scenario, I have a child. I have a child and A happens, and it is the most fulfilling thing that's ever happened to me. I love being a mother. I love having a child. I love being able to watch them grow and change, and it is the best thing in my life. This is the best thing that I've ever done. Great. Wonderful. Perfect. Or B happens. And B is, I didn't want children, and I was right. I was right. I didn't want kids, and now I have one. And out of responsibility, I take care of this child. I help them grow and I help them change. And this is the best case scenario. I do the absolute best I can regarding them. I provide them with love and food and shelter, and I give them everything they need to grow and become a good person. But I didn't want them. And they know I didn't want them. Either they know throughout their childhood, because despite my best efforts, I can't really hide it from them, because the fact of the matter is that when you're a kid and you have a parent that didn't want you, you know. You know. We know. We know you didn't want us. Or somehow they don't know, and then they find out as an adult. And hopefully they get help for this. They go through therapy and they learn that it's not their fault, that no matter what they do, it was their parents' choice to have them, and so they did. And they learned that their parents' life would have just been different without them in it. But either way, it's not their responsibility, and it's not their job to own that trauma. Or for anyone who's gone through therapy regarding the parent that didn't want them, or for anyone who's currently going through it or will go through it, that's great. You found a way to manage that emotion. But your kid knows that you didn't want them. I can't imagine. Being so selfish is to think that scenario A is just a gamble I want to take. It's just a thing I want to do. Just on the off chance that I'm wrong and I secretly do want kids. I just have to have one first to find out. That seems absolutely fucking insane to me. That's why I don't want kids.
By choice. I'm sure you have a lot of reasons for deciding.
I'll give you 1 reason. I'm too crazy for that shit. All it takes is 1 instance, 1 time, that my kid comes home crying because someone pushed them, shoved them, said something mean to them, hurt their feelings, and I'm unaliving a child. I do not care. If there's in no universe will my brain be able to handle my child being bullied. And I live in America. As a queer black woman living in America, God forbid my child dies at the hands of police brutality. I am burning down the police station and all associated governing agencies that support it, because there is no
fucking way. I'm way too unhinged for that. Like, I don't even take, if I'm on the subway and someone gives me a look, I'm like, let's what? I'm from New York. Like, I can't, I can't, like, no, I can't.
Wow. Okay, let's talk about this. Now, before I go further, please note that this video is for educational purposes only. Now, as an African woman, where I come from, if a woman who is married, for like a year and you haven't given birth to a child, they will think that you have a problem. Your mom and your mother-in-law would be on your case. Like, they just want to know why you don't want to have a child. And when you open your mouth and tell them that you don't want to have a child because you don't want to, it becomes a very big problem, like a very big one. So it is a cultural thing that every woman who is married should have a child. In fact, children. So personally, I love kids. I've got 3, and I've got nieces and nephews. As a person, as an individual, I love kids. But then again, I am not saying that you are not entitled to your opinion. If you are a woman and you don't want to have a child, it's up to you, baby. It's up to you. So I thought I should, bring these videos here. Let's just talk about this so we get to know why, or the reasons why some women, don't want to have kids, or they don't want to bring a child into this world. So let me know your take in the comments. What do you all think about these videos? And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I'm gonna see you all in my next video. Y'all take care. I love you. Bye.